Hi everyone. We're going through a really bad heat wave. We're basically, during the day we're in the 40s, 44, 45, which is about 110 Fahrenheit for US viewers. So here's the temperature gauge outside my chicken coop. So it's reading 45 degrees Celsius and 112 Fahrenheit. I'm going out to the chicken coop to go and give them a bit of a treat to try to sort of get past this heat. I've done some upgrades. Also got a few more pullets. Got 7 new buffer putting pullets. So that's us up to 33 chickens. So we're just trying to beat this heat, and we're going to go through some of the stuff that I do. I don't know if everybody else does, but obviously these are things of personal choices. But if you're going to be putting a lot of money into your chickens, and I know we do, I mean, to buy them we're at $25 each, so there's a lot of money involved with the coop, the chickens, the feed, etc, etc. You don't want to lose them just because of the heat. So let's go have a look. By far the most important thing to do for your chickens is give them shade. We just replaced this a couple of weeks ago. I'm so glad we did. It's just a cheap tarp, but it covers quite a large area, and it's able to keep the chickens cool. We've also got A-frames that they're able to cover, go under. Well, it gives them a bit of protection for, especially like the young ones there, and get out the way of the bigger ones. But we've also got it covered over, so even in inclement weather they can still come out this section here. And then one of the other things that we do for helping to try to keep them cool is we've got a tray, and then we just put big ice blocks in, and that way they can get a cold water. They can either peck at the ice, but generally they'll just drink the water. Now, to keep cool, the chickens also like to dig holes and then lie in them, almost like when they're going to go dust bathing, but they don't cover themselves in dust. They basically just dig a hole and cool down. So another thing that we do is at night time, when I've put the chickens away, I'll come out with a hose and soak the ground. I mean, it's not like it gets muddy, because this is basically sand and compost all mixed together, so it drains away really quick, but it helps to cool the sand and compost down. And then during the night, it stays cool, and they come out, and it takes a while for it to warm back up again. So you're giving them that extra fighting chance, if you possibly can. So I have now had to put up new roosts, because the younger ones seem to like certainly coming up here. I've got the roosts below, so I've got plenty the area, so they're not all squashed up and they're fighting each other, especially when you got brand new chickens coming into the coop. They're really just wanting to have their own little space. So I've put more sawdust down. Well, it's wood chips. They called it shredded pine from where I get it, and I've probably got about I don't know, maybe a foot, anywhere between 6 inches to a foot, and where there's just keep on scratching all over the place. But you see, they keep on just digging the holes, and that way they can get out of the heat. So this is coming into here. Egg production has gone down because of the heat. On average we were getting 10-11 a day. We're now down to about 7. Now that'll change once we get the pullets start to lay. We'll get a lot more from that. The 33 birds, I would imagine, once everybody's laying and the weather's better, we should get, I would imagine, a couple of dozen, round about that per day. So let's go outside. So in this area, this is obviously their outside, one of their outside sections, but it's fully enclosed, and we've got a green mesh, and that we actually put that on to stop snakes or whatever coming in. But the main thing of it actually acts as a bit of a barrier, so that it blocks part of the sun coming through. So even though they're getting part sunlight in here, it's not full on sun. But this soon, within an hour or so, this will be fully in shade, because it's I'm facing east at the moment, so this will soon be in the shade as the sun goes round. But I class as this our bucket type waterers, the trough type thing that you just fill up the bucket, turn it upside down, it's got a couple of holes in it, and it feeds itself. Now I've also got a fan. I don't know if it actually does much, and I've got an old one inside as well, an oscillating fan, that you can see there. So it just helps to sort of circulate the air, especially when it's cool first thing in the morning. It helps to sort of push the air around a bit. But as you see, they've got big holes dug out all over the place in here, and then they're able to enjoy a bit of comfort. The natural way of them cooling down is panting. And it also gives you the indicator of that they're hot. And now this is my segregation area. I've segregated two of the new pullets. These were two small ones. I was going to be picking up 6 pullets at the weekend there, and she wasn't sure if one of them may be a rooster. I don't think they are with looking at them, but she decided to put in a couple of the small pullets at the same time, just in case, which was nice to get the extra one. But they were getting chased around last night, so I decided to segregate them, and I'll probably do that while this heat wave is on. Purely because I don't want them getting chased away from the water and food, and I want to keep them healthy as much as I possibly can also. So they're doing fine in here. They've got their own water and their own food, and they've got their perch for night time, but they're doing fine in here on their own. I think they actually quite like being in here on their own. They're very calm. But that's the beauty of the buff Orpingtons. They're very calm birds. They're pretty little things. So that's the trip round the coop, trying to keep them, our chickens, nice and cool. This is a really bad heat wave just now. By the end of the weekend, hopefully, it's supposed to get back to, well, back down to the 30s. Still hot for chickens, still hot for us, but it's better than being in the 40s. So, keep it safe, keep out the heat, and keep your chickens cool. So, see you in the next videos.